My friends, in today's video, I'm gonna give you 8 features of a great winger. In other words, we're kinda gonna forget that whole 5 cool skills to humiliate defenders way of thinking and instead look at 8 actionable abilities that great wingers, at least in my book, possess. So if you are a winger or you want to become a really good winger, this could kind of work as a checklist for you to see what you need to add to your game or just work hard on improving. So let's get going. Now, the first 3 and most vital features of a great winger is something that we've talked a lot about in the past. So I'm not gonna dive too much into it, but instead just link the videos right up there and in the description. Because in these videos, we talk a lot about how good wingers are usually great in one-on-one situations. They are relatively fast over the first 5 to 10 meters, and usually they also pose somewhat of a goal threat. And if you can already just check these 3 things, you will probably be a decent winger already. But let's build on top of that, right? By looking at 5 other really important features of a good winger that people don't talk as much about as the 3 sexy ones. Because for me, a great winger also has great positional awareness and manages to be at the right place at the right time. Unfortunately though, it's not something you can just magically snap your fingers and get really good at just by training a lot on your own. It would be nice, but unfortunately you need a lot of playing experience in order to read the game and the pitch really well. However, the good thing is that as a rule of thumb, I would say that a good winger with good positional awareness manages to identify holes in the defense around the pitch that you can run into and then maximize your effect on the game, right? So let's say that the other winger has the ball on the opposite flank. Maybe you want to see, okay, I need to get close to goal, run into the box and pose a threat. Or your midfielder has the ball in the center circle. If you're where I am right now, maybe you want to drop down a little bit and actually also hug the sideline in order to open up the pitch, open up space around you for you to receive the ball. And then because you drop back, now there's a little bit of space for you to run into, gain some speed for that one-on-one situation. So it's about thinking, how can I affect the game as much as possible? And then do it. But just to repeat myself here so everyone understands it, it's about watching your teammates and then looking at the other team to identify, okay, where are these spots where I can move into and be dangerous or help my team be more dangerous? And when you've spotted those areas, it's about timing the run to match the pass or the shot. But I say it's shot, and there's a reason for that. Let's say your striker has the ball on the edge of the box. He wants to take a shot. Do you just stand there and watch it fly beautifully into the goal? No! When he takes the shot, you start running. Because the keeper might save the ball, but he might not hold on to it. He might push it out to the side. And if you're running towards the goal, the defenders might not already be running, which means that you will most likely get first on the rebound, giving you a chance to either score or square the ball, get the assist. So what I'm saying here, think one step ahead. How can you find the spot to be dangerous and then move into it? Just do it, because then you're gonna win. But you know what a good winger also has? Is good delivery of the ball. And I'm not just talking crosses here, because of course, it's pretty vital when you're a winger that you can whip in a good cross, find the head of your striker and it's a goal. But sometimes, maybe there's no striker in the box or there's just not time or space for it. Maybe the striker's running deep. You want to find him or her with a through ball, or you might be facing a really tight-knit defense and you want to look to open it by doing a 1-2. For those cases, you also need to have a good, short, precise passing range. You don't need to make those 40-yard cross-field passes, but a good short passing range is also vital for a striker, on top of the crosses. Now, the next thing, I'll admit it, is something that might not sound as sexy and a little bit boring, and it is being vocal and talking to your teammates all of the time. Now look, since you're on the wing, you have a great overview of the pitch. And that's really good, especially in defensive situations, because it means that you can see everything that's going on that your teammates might not be able to see. Let's say that the ball is on the other flank and your midfielders might tend to drift a little bit towards the ball. Also, they're going to be looking at the ball so they can't see what's going on behind them and spot potential dangers with other midfielders running into the space that they just left open. Now, the good winger here will follow the mantra that every player should follow by talking to the teammates that you have in front of you, because you can see what's going on, your teammates might not be able to. So here you need to tell them to fall a bit back, not go as far, watch the shoulder of players running in behind them, because otherwise I would have to go and mark those players, leaving space behind me, and that might be dangerous. So open your mouth, make sure that you help the team maintain the shape, because if you help the team, you will also play better and be better. Now, if you're still with me, you have good stamina. YouTube stamina, at least. Ha ha, Jay, that was really fun. Anyways, I'm saying this because as a winger, you obviously also need to have good stamina. At least if you're doing your jobs properly, because you're running up and down the pitch quite a lot. Especially if you're tracking back like the good teammate you are. But look, guys, it's no good if you can beat 2 or 3 defenders, but after 25 minutes, you're gassed. You're of no use to your team for the rest of the match. So you need good stamina, because by having good stamina, it means that you can run more, do more of your jobs, be more of a threat, take more care of your defensive duties, but also it means that you can take sharper, better decisions even in the 70th or 80th or 90th minute. So by having good stamina, you also stay sharp in your head, and that makes you better, believe it or not. And finally, a good winger is someone who's progressive. Look, as a winger, your job is to make something happen, to be creative, to go and be dangerous for your team. Most of the time, at least. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm giving you license to just always look for the dribble, always go one-to-one with the defender. What I'm telling you is that when you get the ball, you need to look up, analyze the pitch, and identify how you and your team can be the most dangerous. Maybe that is to do a dribble, but maybe it's a pass or 1-2, or in some situations actually to just step on the ball and pass it backwards. Because yes, you should always be progressive when it makes sense. Sometimes there are just 5 defenders around you, you might be all alone, in which case you step on the ball, pass it backwards, move into a new position, and try again. So be progressive when it makes sense. So there you go, my friends, 8 features of a great winger. Now, if you're already doing all of these things to perfection, I'm sure that there's some Premier League club out there who are really eager to sign you. I find it a bit unlikely though, because I mean, you can always improve on something. And if you want to improve, as I said earlier, you can kind of use this as a checklist to see what you're already doing reasonably well, and also what you need to work a bit harder on to really improve. Speaking of improving, what do you want to learn next? Which position, any particular skill? Let us know in the comment section right down below as always. Also remember to make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notifications on. Remember that if you want new cool football gear, there's a link right over there to unisportstore.com. And finally, speaking of improving, hit the playlist right down there if you want to learn some new cool football skills. And with those words, guys, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.